Hey, fatty. In this video, we're going to discuss how to reverse diet, eating one meal a day. Now, first off, what is reverse dieting? Essentially, reverse dieting is when you're trying to creep the calories up. You're trying to crank your metabolism up. So, typically, when people get down to a lean body weight, or they've been grinding the shit out of piss poor dieting strategies where they've been, starving the crap out of themselves, cutting carbs too much, cutting the calories too low for too long. This is when you'd want to reverse diet. And it just so happens that one meal a day is perfect for reverse dieting. So in this video, I'm just eating a clean OMAD meal. If you're watching this, just so you know what I'm doing here. Basically, I've been reverse dieting myself for the last few months. So how I do it on OMAD, which makes it so easy compared to the typical strategy, is I just go straight to eating one meal a day, pounding as much food as I want in that sitting, and then I just start cranking up my training volume. And what happens, you'll hit an upper weight limit. Or if you're fat or morbidly obese, you're just going to come down to an excellent body weight. Okay, this doesn't really apply to you. Okay, that's why you just want to throw the scale away and eat one meal a day until you're at an excellent body weight. But if you grinded your metabolism down into the gutter with shitty dieting strategies and too much fasting, long fast too much, being carb phobic, cutting fat and protein out of your diet, a reverse diet doing OMAD works perfect because what happens is you can just go straight to eating one meal a day as much as you want in that sitting and start cranking up your training volume, and you're going to reverse your metabolism problems, your metabolic issues. You're going to speed up your metabolism. So when I started reverse dieting a few months ago, I was down around 176 pounds hydrated. I think I had a scale reading at one point that was 171, and I had been losing weight really fast. I was playing around with cutting protein and fat right out of my diet damn near. Like the protein was very low, the fat was almost non-existent. And at that point, my maintenance calories were like 2,200 a day, which is a joke. Okay, that's little girl calories. That's a woman's diet. So for me to keep on trying to pull calories to get leaner at that point is insanity. And this is where people got to understand sometimes you got to take one step backwards to take two steps forwards. So what I did is I just went straight to one meal a day, eating whatever the hell I want. In the process, I gained about 8 pounds. But my maintenance calories went from about 2,200 up to damn near 4,000 in the last couple of months. And typically when people when some aesthetics coaches would reverse diet people, what they would do is they'd be on a high eating frequency, like, 4, 5, 6 meal a day. And they would have to watch the calories like a hawk. So then they just don't go ham and start eating like complete pigs on the day, where on a meal a day diet, it controls that. So what they would do is they'd creep up the calories slow, which is hard as hell on a multiple meal a day diet, especially when you've been starved out for a long period of time and you're ravenous. All right, this is specifically applies to people that are trying to get lean and they're stuck and they feel like they just got to grind, and they're just in the idea where they just got to keep trying to grind the calories down. Sometimes you got to work backwards. You got to go back the other way. You got to bring your metabolism up. Okay, bring it up like I did. So I was maintaining literally about 176 pounds or whatever, somewhere in the 170s, mid 170s on 2,200 calories a day. Now I'm only 9 pounds, 8 pounds heavier, and I'm maintaining this weight at like 3,800, 4,000 a day, as you've seen by my eating videos. I can literally eat complete trash as much as I want in a meal a day, and I will not get over 185 pounds. Now, this meal that you're watching in this video is a clean meal. My metabolism now is revved up from eating OMAD and cranking up my training volume and just eating as much as I wanted in that sitting, throwing the scale out the window. Okay, I only weighed myself once in a while to make sure people could see that I wasn't just blowing up. 185, I can eat whatever the hell I want. My maintenance is up close to 4,000 calories a day. Okay, essentially I can just eat till I'm stuffed, which is a good place to be. So I'm eating till I'm completely stuffed on fast food, and I can't get over 185. Now you're in a good spot. That's what reverse dieting is all about. And when you reverse diet on a meal a day, it makes it a joke. A joke. Because you've probably heard stories about women coming out of bikini shows where they had a shitty coach. Because with a lot of times, a lot of women just want this one opportunity to get on stage, and the coach just gives them some cookie cutter bullshit diet where he starves them down on like 1,200, 1,000 calories, 800 calories. And it's a very short-sighted process where a good coach will take a woman and get her calorie burn through the roof before they even think of cutting. See, this is where a lot of people are right now that are trying to lose like the last 10 pounds or 15 pounds. They've grinded their diet so bad that they've actually lost muscle. Their metabolism's dropped, and now their maintenance calories are so low they have nowhere to go. That's where reverse dieting comes in, and you don't have to be afraid of getting fat. It's not going to happen. You're going to be at an excellent body weight, eating like a pig on a 1 meal a day diet. Just throw the scale out, because what will happen a lot of times, what happened with me, the weight will come up. What I do is I don't piss around. I don't just microdose calories in. I go straight to like 4,000 a day. Crank up that volume in the gym. And then what happens, my weight will fly up a little bit, maybe a few pounds. Like, for example, I'm 185 right now, and that's if I was eating pizza and shit in that meal, like just a pile of food, like pile of dirty calories too, dirty, high fat. The highest I got was about 190. And then after just a few days, it's like your weight pops up, then boom, it starts coming back down because the metabolism gets revved up right away. And that's why it's so easy to reverse diet on a 1 meal a day diet, because you have so much control that you're not going to just have blowout days where you're literally binging all day. Because like some of those women, and even women that aren't even competitors, that just starve themselves down through the floor. Like you see this even with some people that might even be maybe a woman that's been doing a zero carb carnivore diet for too long, that's Stall City at 300 pounds. She's literally still morbid. And now her metabolism has been tanked because she's been pulling so hard and cutting carbs so hard. Well, now if she went to OMAD, if she went to 1 meal a day and just ate meat and a pile of carbs, or even dirty at the start, it doesn't even matter. The metabolism is going to get revved back up. Then she'll start cutting weight again. The same with the men. I have a lot of men get a hold of me, and they can't lose weight on like 2,000 calories a day. And literally they're heavier and bigger than me. So how the hell am I maintaining 185 at almost 4,000 calories? And some of these guys, literally, even if they're 10 pounds lighter than me, they're gaining weight on like 2,500. It's because they're out of shape. It's because their metabolism has been grinded through the floor by pulling too hard on the diet. Pulling too hard, and they have lost muscle. Their body's not revved up. Their body's telling them to F off is what's happening there. And the easiest way to reverse diet, anybody, is OMAD. 1 meal a day works perfect. The fat pigs just need to eat the 1 meal a day. Doesn't matter if their metabolism's been tanked from too much prolonged fasting and don't get me wrong, prolonged fasting in acute situations is excellent. But a lot of people get stupid and they fast so hard for like days on end, and then they're still trying to pull carbs and they just grind themselves into a hole, and they get out of shape. They actually get out of shape, and that's where you start losing muscle. So you start hammering the calories up on OMAD so you have so much control, because you can still just fast all day. And yeah, you're going to be hungry at the start, and then you eat like a pig. Fast all day, eat like a pig. Fast all day, eat like a pig. Never get fat. Ever. You'll hit a upper limit on your body weight, which will still be an excellent body weight, and your calorie count, now your maintenance calories, the goal is to be at an excellent body weight and be able to eat unlimited in that OMAD meal without gaining a pound. And then if you decide to go to actually cut, like if you go to cut, not just general weight loss, I'm talking to go from excellent body weight to ripped, it's a joke. Because now all you got to do is eat basically a meal that looks something like what I'm eating in this video. Meat, clean meat, and a pile of carbs, and you're going to get ripped on OMAD. Okay, that's why like OMAD is the best reverse dieting strategy known to man. Because it controls you from going on a dead open binge from morning to night. This is exactly what I've applied to some bikini competitor women that have got a hold of me, and their metabolism's been run into the ground by some shitty coach that was charging them for some cookie cutter program. And all as I did is I told them to fast all day, eat like a horse in one sitting, whatever the hell you want, train hard, and bang, their metabolism comes right up. Most women, if you're average height and you actually have a really healthy metabolism, people get quite brainwashed by seeing certain caloric numbers on the internet, like 1,200 for women or 1,400. They think if they're higher than that, there's no way they're going to keep weight off. Or men, they'll see like 2,000 or 2,500 even, and they think if they're higher than that, there's like no way they'll stay at a good body weight, excellent body weight. It's because you ain't working. You're fucking lazy and you don't want to, you're scared to bump the food up and increase the training volume to match it. And then you're in a spot where you're getting in shape and building muscle. And you don't need the scale. That's why a meal a day is absolutely perfect for reverse dieting. Okay, essentially any fat pig that's been dieting way too hard, they're automatically doing a reverse diet if they're following my OMAD protocol. Okay, and then somebody that might be like say if a woman gets a hold of me and she's literally skinny fat, and she can't lose weight on like 1,000 calories and she's got some fat on her, there's no muscle, she needs to eat a meal a day diet, eat till she's full in that meal, don't restrict carbs or protein, and crank the training volume up. That's how you're going to get a physique. That's how you're going to get a proper body composition. Okay, I'm just eating some chicken here. So this is 3 thighs, 3 drumstick combos in this meal. Then I end up piling in like just a shitload of carbs. So this meal that I'm eating in this video, I can eat 4,000 calories right now of fast food. And I will not get over 185 pounds. I can do that day in and day out. So what do you think's going to happen if I ate this meal that's in this video consistently day after day? This meal automatically cleaning it up like this meal might be touching 3,000 calories. Okay, I'm just going to start cutting like a bastard. With my metabolism being this ramped up, like I can outburn a 3,500 calorie diet at this body weight. So as soon as I go to 3,000, which is still a good amount of food, but because my body's so revved up from reverse dieting on OMAD for the last 2-3 months, now when I go to commit to a cut and I go to clean OMAD, like something that looks like this video, the cut will be a joke. The cut will be a joke. On top of that, exercise-wise, I really like to do body weight calisthenics when I'm cutting because I can really hit a lot of volume without beating the living shit out of my joints. So it keeps the work capacity high. And it allows me to eat a whack of food. So the thing is, it never feels like I'm restricting. Yeah, you got to fast all day. Who gives a shit? Okay, pretend you're cutting on the alternative. Pretend you're cutting on the alternative where you're like 3, 4, 5 meal a day, small little meals. Okay, you know how it's so hormonally positive when you have a full-size meal at the end of the day to drop your ghrelin, hunger hormones. I've cut on multiple meal a day diets before, and even if I ate a pile of food during the day, I still want the big meal at night. Okay, when you're getting lean, you're actually more catabolic by far running a deficit on a multiple meal a day diet. It's a painful process compared to just eating 1 meal a day at night that's clean with literally so much food volume in that sitting that you can't even keep up. I just took off here to go wash my hands and I'm coming back. So you can't keep up on the meal a day. I was trying to explain this to people even when, you know, no matter what foods you're eating, you're always going to be able to run a deficit easier on a 1 meal a day diet, period. It's just easier to eat less because you're only eating once. Okay, fasting through a day is a joke, especially for fat people. It's an absolute joke to fast through the day. Okay, especially when your insulin's low all day and you're very efficiently taking body fat for fuel. And not to mention you're carved up from the night before. You got all those energy stores. It makes OMAD easy. This is the protocol that people should be applying to everybody with a damaged metabolism. Okay, when your calorie count is low, I know right away, it's like, okay, this person's eating X amount of calories and they look like this. It's like, yeah, you're metabolically damaged. Okay, you've been starving yourself way too hard. You've probably lost muscle. The way to reverse that, the easiest way, is with a 1 meal a day diet, reverse dieting with a 1 meal a day diet. Essentially, a reverse diet is a weight loss diet for fat asses, and it's a metabolic building diet for people that are literally skinny fat, or people that are trying to get really lean and can't because they know if they yank the calories even lower, it's just a nightmare. You have nowhere to go. You need to get the calories up. And OMAD allows that. Crank the calories right up. You don't even have to do it slow. You can just go straight into it, just like I did. When I decided to do that reverse diet a few months ago, all I did is I just fasted all day and ate like a pig in that sitting, pizza, whatever the hell I wanted. Next day, trained hard, cranked the volume up because now I'm fed. More food, fed, more food, fed. You know, that's it. I just kept doing that. Eat like a pig, train with a pile of volume. Eat like a pig, train with a pile of volume. Then all of a sudden, my weight settled down at about 185 pounds, which I know from experience, I can't even overeat. I can't overeat a 1 meal a day diet to get over 185. And that's dirty, dirty food. Dirty. So when you start going into a clean OMAD diet, once your body's working top notch, it makes getting lean a joke. It makes getting lean effortless. Other than the little bit of discomfort to fast during the day, which is still a joke. And even if you're even if you're doing a fair amount of high volume cardio, you can do a crazy amount of volume on an empty stomach if you're carbing the hell up at night, the night before. All right. And if you're somebody that's a cardio athlete that's doing like stupid mileage on a bike every day, well then you're already lean. Like if you're fat at that point, obviously you're not doing shit. Okay, those people just outburn crazy calories because the activity is just so high. Right? So if you're going to bring up some bullshit about, oh, I got to eat breakfast before my 100-mile bike ride, well, yeah, whatever. Like, you know how many people are biking 100 miles after breakfast? Okay, that's your life. Okay, the average fat ass, general weight loss, you're never going to beat a 1 meal a day diet. You're not going to beat a 1 meal a day diet for general bodybuilding, for that matter. There's guys doing a meal a day. Okay, it's not socially accepted, but it's easy. It's easy. And as far as morbid obese people go, it's the only thing I've seen work long term. Soon as you get people to try to count the calories, soon as you have a high eating frequency, you have to count the calories. You're just going to go over. Okay, you're just going to go over if your eating frequency is high and you're not counting. And if you want to do some crazy macro restriction, like pulling fat and protein right out of your diet, now you're restricting like a bastard that way. Okay, that's useless for, say, a woman that's got hormonal problems and building muscle. It's useless. Not to mention, even taking that configuration of macros where you're going like low fat, high carb vegan, okay, you're going to eat less on OMAD. You're going to eat less on OMAD. Like if you challenge me, I talked about it in a live I did. If you challenged me to eating a pile of rice all day, I could eat in a surplus. If you gave me all day to eat that rice, you give me one meal at night to eat rice and you're going to starve yourself half to death because you'll be in such a deficit. Okay, you're going to be like on a crackhead diet. You'll be in such a deficit, but there's no protein, no fat, so obviously you'll lose muscle. And that's not good for your metabolism. Losing muscle is essentially the definition of a slow metabolism. Okay, it's as simple as this. This is why OMAD works so good for every situation. Every situation. Unless you are some sort of high-level cardiovascular athlete. Like Michael Phelps ain't going to be able to eat OMAD. Okay, when you're burning 5,000-6,000 calories a day, who cares what you eat? You're literally an incinerator. Like, it wouldn't even matter what you eat. Okay, I've been in that situation. You know, I've been in a situation where I was roasting 6,000 calories a day. I could eat a large pizza for breakfast at 11 a.m., large pizza at 5 p.m., and I was literally losing weight on that. But that's a rare scenario. That's a rare environment. For your average Joe, you're not going to beat OMAD. One meal a day is a joke. It's easy. It's easy. It keeps your hormones stable. It puts your hunger hormones in check. It makes you efficiently burn body fat. It doesn't make you feel like you're starving to death all day on your little tiny meals. It's just that easy. All right? There's people I've seen that are at like, you know, if we're talking body fat percentage, who cares? You don't even need a scale or a body fat percentage measuring device to get ripped. It's called look in the mirror. But let's say some guy's at like 12% body fat and he's eating like 2,000 calories and he can't get leaner and he's already eating 2,000, and then people will be like, well, cut it down to 1,700. Just digging himself bigger and bigger into a grave. That's because he's out of shape. Okay, he could put on muscle and his metabolism has been grinded into the fucking ground. Okay, he needs to go back the other way. Might have to, you might have to gain 5-10 pounds. So who cares? 5-10 pounds and you're still at an excellent body weight? That's like me right now. Okay, I'm 185 pounds. Do I look as cut up as if I was 175? No. Do I give a shit? No. Okay, do I feel amazing? Yeah. Do I still look good? Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of body dysmorphia bullshit too. That's why people are scared to work it back the other way. Okay, they're scared to actually ramp the food up. And I'm telling you, OMAD will help you with that fear. Because you're only going to get so heavy on OMAD when you're trying to reverse diet and crank your metabolism up. And the fat people are never going to get fat. Okay, I'm talking people that are already slender or slim. They're only going to go up so much body weight. And a lot of times they'll start building muscle like crazy, and you can't be a lazy ass. You obviously got to crank up the training volume, which isn't hard. You just got to put in some work. It's called work. Okay, you put in more work. You eat like a pig on OMAD, build some goddamn muscle, and then when you go to cut, which you might not even ever have to cut. Okay, like a lot of people will be ripped just doing that forever. Okay, you don't even need to cut. Okay, you just do that forever. Okay, like I would never have reverse dieted a few months ago. I wouldn't have started this reverse diet if I wouldn't have pushed my metabolism into the gutter doing like, you know, straight sugar fast. Like I was just showing people that they wouldn't get fat eating sugar, but I definitely grinded my body into a bit of a hole. I wasn't going to try to keep cutting by yanking calories down. That would have been insanity. So God forbid I had to gain like 8 measly pounds to go from a 2,200 calorie a day diet to almost a 4,000 calorie a day diet. Okay, and that extra 10 pounds, my BMR didn't go up that much if you actually use a BMR calculator like me at 175 versus 185. It's not just an increase in BMR why I can eat another 1,800 calories a day. It's because the work capacity, my body's running hotter, I'm putting on muscle. My body's thanking me. That's how this works, fatty. Okay, that's reverse dieting 101. Reverse dieting, 1 meal a day reverse dieting, 1 meal a day weight loss diet. It's all the same shit, really. It's all the same shit. It gives you confidence and control that you're not going to blow up like a fat pig trying to fix your metabolism. And the fat pigs will always lose weight. It's simple. Eat 1 meal a day. Throw the scale away. Easy weight loss, fatty.